Hello, my dear Aquarius. Welcome to your reading and welcome to Lucy the Antigua Tarot. I'm Lucy and this is your 9 card spread for the month of May 2016. And so let's get started with your reading, my dear friends. We're going to start with your center card, which is how we always start. This is your center card. It is the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, but let me just tell you a little bit about what's going on with your spread. You have 3 pentacle cards. Let me pull this down a little bit so you guys can see. Okay, so you have a great spread. You have 3 pentacles, which is the King of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles, and then you have the 9 of Pentacles. So you have these 3 pentacles. You have the Page of Cups, Sota de Copas, and then you also have the King of Cups, which is down here. Okay. And you have next to each side of your center, you have wands. You have the 7 of Wands and the 4 of Wands. Awesome cards. And then at the bottom, you have the 4 of Swords right here. Let me pull this up so that you can look at it. The 4 of Swords. And then on the other side of your King of Cups, you have the Tower, your major arcana. You have 1 major arcana. All right, so that is your reading for this month. So in the center, you have this woman, which is the 9 of Pentacles, and she is taking a leisurely stroll through the gardens of her estate. Now, she is clearly a refined lady and very graceful. So it's kind of strange to see that on her left hand, she has a bird that is trained to hunt and kill on her command. Falconry is an unusual hobby for a gentle woman, but it is the key to the special nature of this card. Okay, so on one hand, the 9 of Pentacles represents all that is most gracious, high-minded, and civilized. Art, music, and other forms of beauty are very much part of our physical world. Okay, and that's what the pentacles are here. Coins are present in this scene, but they are toward the ground. The business of life is important, but we don't have to focus on practical matters all the time. We can also enjoy the finer things of life. So this card can imply an interest in these areas. It is also a sign that you may need to reject the course, or let's see, you may need to reject the coarse or offensive energies and seek the more higher ones, perhaps. Okay. The 9 of Pentacles can also be a sign of discipline and self-control. This woman enjoys her cultural life or her cultured life because she has mastered her baser instincts. Her impulses work for her because they do not rule her. The falcon symbolizes all that is dark and unruly in human nature. Our shadow side can serve us well, but only when it is directed. Sometimes the 9 of Pentacles suggests that you must show restraint and self-control if you are to achieve your best efforts. You may have to sacrifice for the moment, but the results will be worth it. Okay, so this card is also a sign of self-reliance. Sometimes you must trust your own ability to handle a situation. Resist the temptation to let others do for you what you can do for yourself. You need to take matters into your own hands. So we're talking about exercising self-control, showing restraint, okay, controlling your impulses, making some sacrifices to reach your goals, sticking to a program and taking it a step at a time as you approach. We're also talking about handling your own situations, handling situations on your own, falling back on your own resources, relying on yourself, doing it by yourself, wanting to be alone, feeling sure your way is best, and also achieving a comfortable lifestyle, avoiding the coarse and unsavory, being tactful and diplomatic, seeking high minded activities, enjoying the finer things of life, remembering to be gracious, and enjoying leisure, what you do in your time, your free time, your leisure time, okay? Enjoying that. So this is at your center. This card is at your center, my dear Aquarius. So that's you. That's your energy. Coming in at your in your reading, we have the King of Pentacles. This is also a great energy. The King of Pentacles. Oops. So let's see. This way. Yeah, there we go. The King of Pentacles. There you are. Um, this is an energy that is enterprising, adept, reliable, supporting or supportive, and steady. The King of Pentacles is asking you to take the kind of actions he might take. And who is this king? What is he like? So let's talk a little bit about the characteristics. He is enterprising. He makes any venture a success. He finds opportunities everywhere. It can be a woman too. He or she attracts wealth, takes an idea and makes it work, is a natural manager and business person. Okay, he is also adept. He is informed about practical matters and has a wide range of natural abilities. He also has quick reflexes and is skillful with the hands and handles any situation very competently. With a great energy. This king is also reliable, meets all commitments and promises. He assumes responsibilities. He is dependable and unfailing. He can be counted on in a crisis and serves as a rock for others to lean on. He's also very supportive, engages and encourages the accomplishments of others, and he very happily jumps in to help. He is also a philanthropist, gives generously of his time and his attention, and sponsors worldwide projects. He's also steady and balanced, works towards a goal with a firm resolve, avoids mood and behavior swings, very steady, has regular habits and activities, maintains a calm, even approach, and is a stabilizing influence to others. So, what does this card mean for you? Okay, so it could be telling you to take uh, these kind of actions in your life. For example, keep commitments, fix something that is broken, make some money, or sponsor a new enterprise. Okay, this card can also represent a man or a woman who is acting as he does, or it can be an atmosphere or an environment of steady, reliable competence, a group of people that have this energy, or an environment that has this energy. Okay, this card is also telling you that this special energy has meaning for you at this time. Let yourself be inspired by the king in whatever form he appears in your life. So it could be somebody you know, somebody who's influencing your life, or maybe something's happening in your life, an event is happening, and this is the attitude they want that the tarot is recommending that you take. Okay, the card that follows you after your king is another Pentacles card. This is the Ten of Pentacles. And this card means affluence, permanence, and convention. Okay, and the family we see here is carrying on the affairs of everyday life. They are entering this village and they are in the middle of a marketplace and they're just doing their everyday things. Okay, they're all dressed well and they seem pretty happy. There's like an older generation here. You can see the grandfather figure. Oops, let me get that in here. And then you can see the children and the dogs. Okay, and the pentacles are everywhere. Okay, they're in the air, they're at their feet. That means there's enough for everybody. There's enough economic stability for everyone in this card. And this is your card that's following your King of Pentacles. It's a wonderful card and it's crowning your Nine of Pentacles, my dear friends. Wonderful, wonderful. Um, this card stands for the ultimate in worldly and material success. When we achieve material success, we mutually want it to last, of course. This is the conservative establishment side of the Ten of Pentacles. Why rock the boat when life is fine just the way it is, right? So this card often stands for conventions, following established guidelines and maintaining the status quo. This card is also connected with permanence. Okay, so change is an avoidable part of life, but constant change is sort of uncomfortable. So we need stability and a chance to work for a secure foundation in our life. So this card may be telling you to concentrate on the long term. Work toward a lasting solution. Build that foundation that's going to be lasting for you. Now may be the time to settle down and make the arrangements that will work for you far into the future, my dear friends. And then you have the lovely Page of Cups, Sota de Copas. Okay, this is a really awesome card too, and it's got some really interesting messages. The Page of Cups delivers real chances to experience romance, to experience deep feelings, and to experience your inner life, the wonders of of life and love for life. So this card suggests that an opening may appear that stirs your emotions. So be emotional, be moved and touched. Let your feelings show. Respond to beauty. Be sentimental, be romantic. Shed your detachments. Let your heart lead the way. Okay? And also receive guidance from within. Act on a hunch. That's what this card's telling you. Remember your dreams. Have a psychic experience. Experience direct knowing. Trust your gut reaction. Be intimate. Renew a love affair. Meet someone you're attracted to. Get closer to someone. Go beyond formalities. Have a special moment of togetherness with somebody. Solidify your friendship or solidify a friendship and share something personal. And be loving. Make thoughtful gestures. Express sympathy and understanding. Forgive yourself. Forgive someone who has hurt you. Apologize to someone you have hurt. Reach out and touch someone. Mend a broken relationship. Brighten somebody's day. Respond with caring rather than anger. And refuse to judge or condemn. Beautiful, beautiful. These are the messages that are crowning your reading this month, my dear friends, Aquarius. Okay, so now let's move on to what's following here in the middle. Lovely, lovely. You have the beautiful Seven of Wands. This is a really cool card, in my opinion. This card, let me hold it like this, it's probably better. The Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands denotes aggression, defiance, and conviction. Okay, that's a contradiction from being loving to being aggressive. But let's see what else it's saying, because it's a little bit more than this, than just that. There's a reason. So the Seven of Wands is all about taking a stand. Taking a stand is a careful act that changes the energy flow of the world for good or ill, right? Or evil. Most of the time we flow with our lives as if on a river, you know, events and feelings carry us forward with little effort. Sometimes though, we are, not content to drift and we want to resist the flow to change its course entirely. Okay, that's what this card is denoting. So the figure of the Seven of Wands appears to be in a battle. He's either attacking or under attack, probably both. When we decide to take a stand, we set in motion an energy of resistance. When we take up a firm position, others do the same. The Seven of Wands stands for aggression and defiance because they are two sides of the same coin. You attack, your opponent defends. He counterattacks and you defend, right? So some battles are worth fighting for. Others just cause trouble. If you are involved in a conflict, then, my dear friends, ask yourself if it's worth the struggle. Is it important? Does it have value? Will the outcome serve you or others? If if the outcome does, and then be bold and aggressive. That's what tarot is saying. Defend your position. Refuse to yield. Now, if it is not serving you or others, then consider letting the conflict go. Be honest with yourself about this. You will be tempted to hold on to your position. There's the pride and there's the ego. And especially if you have invested a lot of time and energy into it. But it's telling you to don't let battle lines be drawn unless the war is worth fighting. Okay. Okay, these are all very difficult things to do. And, you're getting this card, and it's, the King of Pentacles is crowning it. Beautiful, beautiful. And it is on one side of your lovely, you know, Nine of Pentacles, where everything is just like gorgeous and you're like, focusing on the higher cultured things in life. But there's definitely something here that's important for you. And this Four of Pentacles, I mean four of Wands, excuse me. I'm kind of getting stuck on the Pentacles because you have those three lovely Pentacle cards. But this Four of Wands is kind of like a celebration, freedom, and excitement. I mean, maybe it's related to this card, that you're going to have a sense of freedom after you, stand up for your convictions. This is a great card. Now, remember that these are general readings, but some of this, some of these messages the tarot is sending your way, my dear Aquarius, could resonate to a lot of you. So, this card is telling you, it's kind of like asking, do you remember, like your first birthday card party, or do you remember the first time you blew out the candles, or the first time you went on a roller coaster ride, or the first time you went out dancing, slow dancing with a guy that you liked or a girl that you liked, you know, um, do you remember that feeling in your heart Well, this is the Four of Wands. Okay? That's what this is. It's that feeling. Each of us still has an excited little kid inside of us waiting to come out and feel these feelings of newness and fun. So the Four of Wands often represents the events and experiences that generate excitement. Okay, that's what this card does. Sometimes these situations that that we find ourselves feeling these awesome, wonderful, happy feelings, they arrive unexpectedly. And this card can signal a surprise or spontaneous thrill. You know, maybe that's gonna happen to you. It's kind of like telling you that this could happen. Okay, unexpectedly. The Four of Wands can signal a surprise or spontaneous thrill. Other times, this card represents planned celebrations such as weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, and victory parties. And that could be related to this. Maybe you will be victorious and you will be celebrating your renewed freedom. Okay. These events have their solemn side too, but they are also a chance to feel the joy of living. That is so beautiful. So the Four of Wands means freedom. Freedom can take many forms, but it always brings with it this exhilarating feeling. When we break the bonds that bind us, whether physical, mental, or emotional, we feel triumphant and able to move on to a new period of growth and happiness. And if you're feeling trapped or restricted right now, use this energy of the Four of Wands to launch you into your freedom. Awesome, awesome reading, really. And then at the bottom, you have these wonderful cards. You have the Four of Swords, you have the King of Cups, and then you have the Tower. And the Four of Swords is really just telling you to take a break and relax, rest. Okay? Because you've been in a battle. And it could be related to this and this celebration, all the stuff that's going on that you've had to deal with. This card is the imagery in this card goes way back to medieval times. When soldiers, when knights would go into battle, and if they survived the battle, they would go to their tombs and they would rest and meditate and go over all the details of the battle of that day to understand what did they do that helped them survive the battle and still be alive. It's an amazing card. So it is a time to rest and reflect. That's what this card is. It's a lovely, lovely card. Okay. Rest, contemplation, quiet preparation, time to get ready for what's coming next. So you've been through some trials. But the number four suggests feelings of peace and stillness. So it is like saying, okay, the challenge here is to be quiet. Sometimes resting and doing nothing is the ultimate challenge. Activity can be a habit that is very difficult to break. There is always so much to do, and modern society, pushes us with its attractions and distractions. So the result is that we forget to stop and be still, you know. So it could be telling you to slow down and get some rest. If you are recovering from an illness, allow yourself quiet time to heal. Even if you feel completely healthy, you might be risking getting sick again. if you don't take a break. It could also be telling you to take time to think things over without hurrying. You know, you might need to think things over and don't rush into anything. Oh gosh. Here regarding your convictions, and you might be completely right about your convictions, but take your time in talking about them and defending them maybe. Okay? Gather the strength and center your energy. Or maybe after you've done this, time to rest. Um, yeah, it's a really great card. Sometimes this card implies that you are or could be shifting focus from the external to the internal. So, when we are silent, we can move easily, we can more easily go within. So this knight appears to be praying or meditating deeply. Actually, he appears to be dead. For those who are addicted to activity, rest and quiet can seem like death, but that is certainly not the case. Stillness holds its own rewards, but they must be recognized and sought. And then, my dear Aquarius, you have the lovely King of Cups. My goodness. You have such a beautiful reading for this month. The King of Cups is wise, calm, diplomatic, caring, and tolerant. Awesome. Awesome characteristics. He's understanding with deep knowledge of the world that comes from the heart. He is a teacher, and he guides his students with loving attention. He cares about others sincerely and always responds to their needs with compassion. He heals with a gentle touch and a quiet word. He is calm and relaxed in all situations, seeming to know intuitively what is called for at any moment. People turn to him for advice because they know that he will listen attentively. There is always a peacefulness around him that others respond to. And I know one person who is like that, and she's a woman, and she is like the Queen of Cups. She's like this energy, except she's a woman. She's like the King of Cups. Okay? Shows patience in the most difficult circumstances. He gives others freedom to grow and develop in their own way without asking anything in return. So, this card could be asking you to take the kinds of actions that this King of Cups would take. For example, responding calmly to a crisis, using diplomacy rather than force, reaching out to help, or accepting a different point of view. This king can also represent, as I said earlier, a man or a woman who acts as he does. Or it can be an atmosphere, an ambience, an environment of caring, okay? Can also mean that. Doesn't necessarily have to be a person, but usually it is. But it could be like an environment, your work environment or something like that, where this energy is, there. Okay. Um, this special energy of the King of Cups has meaning for you at this point in time. So let yourself, that's what Tarot is saying. So it's saying to let yourself be inspired by this king in whatever form he appears in your life. And it makes sense because you got some, and if you look at this, you've got here, see, you've got the V here. See? Yeah. They're connected. This is connected. It's lovely. Beautiful, beautiful. And then you have like this great energy that's coming in, right? So your cross. It's like a cross there. So you've got like your foundation's pretty solid. It looks like to me. This great energy. Yeah, there's a few things that maybe you can do to help you along. And it's suggesting you some things to you This is a general reading, guys. So, my dear Aquarius, your reading leaves with the Tower, your major arcana for the month of May. Okay, and this card implies sudden change, um, release, downfall, and revelation. And it's a pretty dramatic looking card, you know. It's kind of unsettling. Fire, lightning falling on jagged rocks, you know, people falling. Yeah, it looks pretty crazy, right? And it is a number 16, and that's 1 plus 6 is 7. Okay. You might not like this if you hate change, you know, but it represents a sudden dramatic upheaval or reversal in fortune. Usually change is gradual, giving us time to adapt, you know, but sometimes it is quick and explosive, and this is the action of the Tower. Okay. Um, so it could be asking you, uh, let's see, that maybe you are just being too proud, that there might be a blow in your ego. Are you holding back your anger? Okay, expect a burst. Expect the dam to burst. Are you stuck in a rut? Expect a surprise. So, how you respond to the tower's change makes all the difference in how uncomfortable the experience will be for you. How uncomfortable, or how, you know, it's not comfortable, but it can feel really uncomfortable if you allow it. You have to recognize, or it's suggesting that you recognize that the disruption occurred because it was needed. Perhaps embracing the change is too much to ask, but try to find the positive in it. You know, sometimes things happen for a reason. Maybe we don't need to be in this kind of situation anymore. In fact, you might even feel tremendous release that you have finally been forced in a new direction. Sometimes that's what it takes. You may have a burst of insight about your situation and reach a new level of understanding about it. So that's why it's such a great card. So the sudden change, even though you're experiencing upheaval, being surprised and undergoing a crisis, remember that these things sometimes are for the best. And even though these changes and these upheavals are like explosive, emotional outbursts, eruptions of angers, crashing through ego defenses, breaking through, you know, pretense, letting everything go, well, that's releasing. That's letting it out. And that's a good thing, as though even though it's like really disruptive, sometimes those things need to happen. And being humbled, experiencing a crash, coming down from the heights, having a downturn of fortune, suffering a blow of the ego, is kind of like, a humbling experience to to getting back in touch with what is really important and real. So it's like a revelation. It leads to revelations, realizing the truths, exposing what was hidden, having a burst of insight, or seeing through illusions, getting answers, seeing everything in a clear flash. All right, my dear Aquarius friends. So that is your reading for the month of May. So, my dear Aquarius, hi. So anyway, I hope it was a pleasure for me to read this for you. It's a lovely reading. It's got a lot of like awesome messages. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that it resonates for you in positive ways. And thank you for visiting my site. Um, I hope you guys have a wonderful month of May with lots of love next to people that you love, lots of peace, and hope to see you in June, excuse me, in June for your next reading. Okay, bye.